Well then, good evening everybody. Welcome back to JACKOCAR. It's the Cup Series and it's live from Portimao in Portugal. It's not the regular voice you hear first off on one of our streams. It's everybody's favourite league owner, me of course, Jacko. Joined tonight by a very, very, very special guest. It's a man who needs no introduction, but he's going to get it anyway. 66 race starts, most poles in the league, most fastest laps, most stage wins, most laps led, more playoff points than anybody ever. The all-time points leader, Season 1 and Season 4 regular season champion, and 3 Championship 5 appearances. Arnold de Grief from Belgium, driver of the 92 car from Seasons 1 to 4, is in the commentary box with me. And are you looking forward to it? Commentary debut, Mr. de Grief.
Oh, Jacko, thanks for the introduction, mate. That's lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. To be fair, I'm a bit nervous now that you introduced me like this, so pressure on me, I guess. But it's so nice to be again in JACKOCAR. I really missed it, but I've watched all the replays so far, or I mean 90% of all the replays, not gonna lie. But yeah, really looking forward to it. It's looking good. It seems like it's gonna be dry in qualifying, if weather is correct on my screen. But yeah, looking forward to it. And who is the first to go out on track, my dear Jacko? Tell me.
First one out is the man that I'm replacing tonight. It's Owen Wyatt. Before we get started on Owen, tonight's one and only Joker is, what do you call him? It's Iceman is the Joker, and the stage points are found on lap 8 and lap 16. But anyway, round 8, Owen Wyatt, he's been begging me for at least how long have we been going? 73 races.
4 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, at least 72 of those races he's been begging me to have a go. So here he comes then, driver number 66 to enter and race in the Cup Series. Owen Wyatt, your full-time commentator. How many races he commentated on? I think close to 65 of them. But he finally gets his moment in the sun around the lovely Portimao.
Losing turn 1 already.
Yeah. Now, Mr. de Grief, this is your opportunity to get some let's say some payback. You know, Owen has slandered liveries from all drivers ever since the beginning of time in JACKOCAR. What do you think of this?
Well, to be fair, the livery is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. If it's good, we have to say it, and it's amazing. So, Owen, good job for that, mate. But hopefully your pace is good too, because otherwise, oof, mate, you're gonna hear it for years, my friends. Now that you cut me slack for all those seasons, now I'm gonna not miss you, my friend. So, yeah, but it's a nice looking livery, Jacko. What do you think about it?
It's actually not too bad. I can't deny that one, unfortunately. He has. I think anybody who's a regular watcher will know that Owen does like his blues and his greens, and he says if he ever gets a chance he will use blue and green just to make sure that we get to see how it's done right. But anyway, as he comes past the orange barrier on the left, you're familiar with that one, aren't you? We begin qualifying in Portimao. Owen Wyatt will take you around the lap of Portimao. Turn 1 into the Primera corner, feeds into turn 2 and then turn 3, what they call Lagos. Very low traction out of here, but it's not as bad as turn 4 as we come round here. So easy for the back end to snap and come round on you as you approach the first DRS zone of the lap. On the run down to turn 5, hairpin, another low traction on the exit corner. A run up to a little kink. This will be turn 6, which feeds into turn 7. If you can get this right, you can find easy 3, 4, 5 temps. Up into turn 8, the Samsung corner. Another area where it's so easy to spin on the exit. Down the hill towards turn 9, Craig Jones. You can carry a lot of speed through here as well. Into 10, and then 11 comes Owen Wyatt. It's looking good so far for the Northern Irishman, the first Northern Irish driver we've ever had race in JACKOCAR. Up into turn 13, and that is obviously purple so far for young Owen. Into 14, Sagres, the corner, and this final short shoot down for the rest of the lap to complete qualifying for Portimao. Up to the line he comes then, and it will be a 1:16.666. Now you're going to take us for a lap on board with Yuri in Dutch.
Oh my God, Yuri, what did you do, man? Jeez. So yeah, Yuri coming in rond turn 5 en going to turn 6. En nu ga ik naar het Nederlands overschakelen. Turn 7, turn 8, Samsung corner. Heel rustig op de throttle, heel voorzichtig. Goed, Yuri, goed, ziet er goed uit. Turn 9, Greg Jones, flat, volle gas. Niet remmen, naar rechts. Remmen, geen lock-up. Alles ziet er goed uit, tractie ziet er goed. Niet purple voor het moment, maar alles ziet er goed uit. Dus nu 13, ziet er allemaal goed uit. 14, niet overdrijven, lekker remmen, lekker de wagen laten inrollen. Ziet er helemaal goed uit, Yuri. Ja, traction, throttle, let's go, full gas. 15, volle gas. En DRS open in 100 meter. En dat is Yuri. En dat is een heel lekker rondje. Nicely done, Yuri. Not too shy for a first lap. So that's good.
We'll never have any more Dutch commentary ever again. That was absolutely disgusting as we
Indeed.
go to Tuesday night's race winner from the Kia Series, Jake Warrior. The second Jake to ever take part in JACKOCAR. Also the 67th driver in the Cup Series. He will go P3, the 17.8.
Nice. Nicely done by Jake.
Yeah. Speaking of Jake.
So far.
Yeah. Speaking of Jake, we move to another Jake who has already invalidated. Remember, this man is the man with 6 donuts to his name in the opening 6 races. Finally picking up his first points in San Marino last week. Finally on the board. He's still last in the standings out of the full-time drivers. But not a good start here in Portugal as he invalidates, and we move to Tez. Did I pronounce that right, Mr. De Grief? I think I did, didn't I?
I think it's not far off. It's Tez. It's very good, Jacko. I'm very proud of you, my friend.
Thank you.
It's not the Dutchy, right? I'm not going in Dutch again, so please.
Yeah, no more Dutch, no more Dutch. Feel free to step in with English if you're any good at that at any point.
Yeah, excuse my English, bro. No, but it's looking good so far. I mean, he's very good on throttle. He's very careful. I mean, flat in this corner as well. I think everybody's very good in Portugal. I think it's track where it's really being sweated by the drivers because everybody's enjoying Portugal. Not gonna lie, I think it's a very, very good track. Oh, that's a bit loose, but all going well so far. Be careful on the traction, Thijs. Everything's looking good, nice and tight. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, by the way, but I don't know for who.
I think it's Risky who we're going to flick to very quickly after Tez completes his lap here. Of course, if you're English speaking like me, his name is spelt like Ties, so you can call him Ties. You have every right to. He will go P2. It's a good lap.
Ooh, nice lap, Thijs. Jeez.
Yeah.
Nice,
Risky
nice.
Racer. What have you done, my friend? An invalidation for the 37. The man from Mansfield. Not what he wanted. I think he's... he wouldn't be too unhappy if he ends up in the chase. I think he definitely a driver who can challenge for that P11 spot, the Championship 5. But unlucky for him, an invalidation. We will quickly go to Jamie Griffiths. Now, you've got history, Arnold, with Jamie Griffiths. Lovely car, by the way. This is the man that stole the race win from you in Monza. 0.033 the gap, the closest ever in JACKOCAR. Yes, it is Arnold slander night, I know.
Oh, man. Just don't remind me all those bad situations. Please, Jacko, I beg you. But let's just talk his lap through. So I leave you to it, my friend.
Oh, thank you very much. As I forget the name. It's Samsung this corner. We don't like Samsung. I'm going to rename it Apple for the rest of the night. But Jamie Griffiths, he got a P7 last time out in San Marino. But just hasn't quite hit form yet. Not hit those winning ways like he did last season in Monza. A driver, again, looking like he's heading towards the chase unless he can pull out something special here tonight. Lovely blue and yellow livery, though. I will give him that. Similar to what I ran on Throwback Week 2 weeks ago in the Kia Series. But Jamie Griffiths rounds the final corner. I am going to say it, but no one's invalidated yet. So, yes, they have. So I'm an idiot. Jamie goes P3. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, hang on, are we going to get every driver set a lap? No, we're not. We've already had to mess that one up.
I think his sector 3 was actually beautiful because I saw him taking some other lines than the other drivers, and it was real tight. And I think he deserved that P3. So good job, mate. Good job.
Will he stay there? That's the question as we move to the first of 2 Bens tonight. Ben Harrah had a eventful race on Tuesday in Australia, covering for one of the drivers that wasn't racing. And he took a note out of your book, Arnold, and he jumped the restart quite severely and got himself a 30-second penalty.
Hey. Typical Arnold stuff, I know.
Yeah. I just wonder how many more times I can fit that one in tonight. I'm sure we'll get a safety car later on.
Especially here in Portugal with the yellow, the orange barrier, it's like still hunting my thoughts. So yeah, please don't say it too much.
I'll try not to.
I'm a joke. I'm a fraud, I know.
P5 for Jake as we swiftly move to Gareth Hall, who I assume is beginning his lap. Is he late out?
I think he started his lap right now, or okay. I don't know.
Let me just
already.
I'm just going to quickly check Mike, who is also starting his lap. He's the next driver, is Mike Kelterborn. Yeah. We'll stick with Gareth, shall we? He's invalidated anyway. Never mind.
Okay.
Back to Mike we go.
Back to Mike.
Do you know any...
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, do you know any German?
I understand German, but speaking is terrible, to be fair.
Okay, well,
so,
we'll give up with that one.
German.
Quit whilst we're ahead.
Indeed. Nice livery, by the way. So I copied him a bit last season, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fraud as well in copying liveries. Oh my god, I'm actually a big fraud. Jeez.
It's only taken 5 seasons to realise.
Oh wow!
Stop it! Around the final corner comes Mike. Yeah. Then what can he do here? Can he upset the big boys? And it's going to be a 1:18.5. That's definitely not upsetting the big boys. Let's go to your teammate. Someone else who's not going to be happy is Corey. He's invalidated his lap.
Oh, Corey, come on, man. That's so... I think that's the commentator jinxing, because I talked to him before the race and look at him now. But I have to say, beautiful livery.
Absolutely, I will give him that.
Yeah, it's bronze? What is it, orange bronze? Yes. See it's properly on screen.
Do you remember our friend Riley Byes? He used to run something very similar.
True, big true.
But with the American livery from the 2020 game. That was that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Pete Norton, Season 1 champion. Have you ever had any run-ins with Pete? I'm sure you have. Both drivers at the top of the tables for many, many races in the past.
True. I mean, Pete is always a threat. Even if Pete in a bad day is always a threat because he defends like a madman. He has space. And I have to say, Team Speed is very good in working together. So I'm looking forward to see how Pete is going to manage it. But I have to say, his pace is looking very, very good this year.
Oh, maybe not. You've jinxed him again.
Oh my God, sorry, Pete. Jeez. But that's what you get when he jinxed me in one up. So that's payback for him, unfortunately. But that's very unfortunate for Pete. It was looking good. So commented curse. Oof, it's still working again. Though. Yeah.
Now, Esti Mats, the man from Estonia, he's having a cracking season so far. He's on the brink of the top 5 in most races, but it just falls away from him at the end. He's a man who's really found his feet this season. He's been a factor in JACKOCAR since day one as a reserve, certainly. But now he's really, really getting into it. And I just think maybe he gets one top 5 and another top 5. Is this man close to a win? Is it going to be one of those miracle moments? We've seen him happen before. We've seen Corey in Austria. We've seen Risky also in Austria with his win. Iceman in Portugal last year. But yeah, Esti Mats doing bits at the moment, as the kids say. Round the final turn then, that's turn 15. Galp, I believe they call it in Portuguese, up to the line. Esti Mats is going to go P3. That's a good lap from the Estonian. Who's next?
Incredible lap.
It's a 2-time champion, Jamie Wright, still valid. We're getting into the really fast boys now. A man who hasn't yet found his form just yet, but surely it's coming. Is that race win, the Season 5 race win, going to happen? Will it be tonight? Who knows?
Don't forget, Jamie's all about the playoffs. He's here for the long game, so he doesn't mind finishing in the midfield during the regular season, but he will step up for playoffs. Be sure of that, because Jamie, I raced him like 4 seasons in a row. Every time in the playoff, he's like the biggest threat, the biggest rival. So
and you and Jamie, of course, the only two men to ever win a playoff race in every single playoff round. Keeps it short and narrow to the line. Jamie Wright is going to be P1 for the moment. He topples Owen, and the two-time champion heads to the top of the leaderboards. As we move to Casper, two-time race winner in JACKOCAR. He's invalidated. Not what the Finn wants. He's been finding form recently as well.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, he really, really, really enjoys this track. So that's a bit of a pity for him. But I've got to say, it's looking like an Alfa Romeo, his livery. It's very nice. Wow.
It sure is. And starting from last isn't the end of the world. As you well know, back-to-back, last to first in Season 4. As we move to Jordan, I believe. Yeah.
I think it's Jordan, yep.
Yeah. And he did confirm to me, by the way, the other week, this is the Sheffield Wednesday colours mixed with a little bit of Jordan F1 team.
That's
obviously,
it's nice actually.
It does nice. It does work really well actually. Blue and yellow, very good colours.
Yeah,
but
indeed.
What can he do? Has been on pole in the Cup Series once before. Has Jordan Lane, one of the ERT drivers, and goes P6 here. Right then, to the final four then. Kieran Spears. A lot of people are tipping this man to be the next newest race winner in the Cup Series. The number 25, I said final four, by the way. It's going to be final three because Kyle Smith is yet to join. Very unlike him.
Yeah, indeed. Wow.
So after Kieran, it will leave us with Red Matt and Iceman, the only two drivers to secure a pole this season. J. Luke at the moment at the top of the leaderboard as things stand. What can Kieran do as we enter Sector 3?
Yeah. It's looking very good so far, Jack. I looked to his Sector 2 and it was very, very tight. Really looking good. I don't think it's purple because I didn't see a purple bar on my screen, but it's really looking very tight for Kieran. So up to the line he goes, final corner. Don't lift, my friends, full throttle, keep it tight, like we know it. And Dira is open to the line and it's P3. Very good. It's very close between the top three.
That's a great lap. Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, Red Mat's invalidated. Oh, now.
Oh, no.
The man who sits third in the standings is going to be starting 18th for Portugal. Let's quickly then ride on board with Iceman, who is still on his outlap. Of course, that big gap to Kyle.
Indeed.
I just wonder. Actually, we'll quickly stay on board with Red Mat and just see if his lap would have been any good at all, and then we'll get the whole lap with Iceman. Of course.
I don't know if he was committed for the lap.
17.6. Yeah, he wasn't that bothered. That would have been good enough for P9.
Mm-hmm.
Right then, so hold
Iceman.
on. I normally have a stat available and ready to go, but I'm slacking tonight. This is not good.
It's amazing liverying for Red Mat and Iceman. The Speed Boys are really on it with their liveries.
They are good. Yeah.
So Iceman into turn one. Let's go, Jacko. I leave you to it.
Thank you very much, Iceman. Been on pole 3 times this season. If he gets another one tonight, he will equal Red Mat, who is currently the leader for poles this season. And of course, Red Mat won't be getting his 9th pole all time. Of course, he's catching you up, Arnold, on 17. But Ben will certainly be looking for his 4th this season and hoping to go back-to-back wins, tonight's only Joker. And of course, reminder that those stage points are coming at the end of lap 8 and lap 16 into the Samsung corner, which of course I forgot to say is now the Apple corner for one night only. Turn 9 for Iceman. It's looking good. Will it be good enough to beat J. Luke? I love this section of track, by the way. I don't know about you. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, indeed. Really, really good section of the track. And that's so tricky on traction, my friend. It's ridiculous. One misstep and you're in the barriers like Pete did on his previous lap. But all looking good for Iceman so far because I think his Sector 1 was very good. Sector 2, I don't know. I didn't check the timings. But Sector 3 is looking very, very tight. So I'm really curious if he's going to snatch pole from J-Luke because it's going to be very tight. I think it's looking good, Jacko. It's looking good. Oh, no, it's not,
P4, I think.
4, okay. That's not too bad, actually. And knowing Iceman, he's very good if he starts in 3rd, 4th, 5th place because he has very good racecraft and his race pace is very good. So he was very good here last season too. So I'm looking forward to his pace.
He is always there. He started P2 last season behind yourself, I believe. But the the order. J-Luke's first pole of the season. That is his 9th all-time in the Cup Series. And Owen on his debut. Look how close he was to getting that pole. It didn't quite happen. But Kieran, solid. Iceman, solid. Tez, however you want to say it, P5. Esty Mats with an excellent lap as well. Jamie Griffiths, Jordan, Yori in the top 10. And Ben rounds out the top 10. Debutant Jake Warrior starts P11. Mike P12, and then the rest did not set a time. Only 19 drivers tonight, the first time for about 64 races. We've not had 20. Kyle Smith probably fast asleep and tucked up in bed with his missus. But we will say no more of that. And it's raining in the pit lane. Oh, no who was expecting this? Now,
oh my god,
JACKOCAR.
Oh my, it's full wet. Oh my god,
it's full wet. JACKOCAR has a very small history in Portugal, by the way. So the one Cup race last season and the one Kia race, which was the Championship 5 for those guys. And anybody who watched it will know it's probably one of the best races we've ever had. What happened? Basically, Nils, who was the chase champion, so finished the post and the regular season P11, pitted massively early, about 5 laps too early. The safety car comes out. It was already starting to get a little bit damp, and then we all thought he'd burnt his tyres up. He had 15 seconds of penalties, but because he timed his pit stop too early, it actually worked out in his favour. He ended up going on to humble, I don't know if it's Jess or Newgarden by, I think, 28 seconds in the end, and ended up being champion. That was changeable conditions. That was dry to wet. I wonder if we'll get something similar tonight, but JACKOCAR normally delivers when there's a little bit of rain or participation involved. Precipitation. I can't talk. I don't know my own language. Still know it better than you do. Yeah.
But let's see if there's some JACKOCAR magic what's going to happen tonight in the rain, because trust me, guys, Portugal in the dry is already tricky in some parts of the track, but in the rain, oh my days, it's not going to be easy at all. I hope they have a setup on for the rain, because it's going to be very tricky, but the rain always delivers. And you know what, Jacko, every time I've been making a lobby or being commentator, it's always raining. It's crazy, man. It's just ridiculous.
I believe you, how many lobbies did you set up for us? I think at least 4, and they were all wet races, weren't they? I remember Belgium was one of them.
True. I think, if I remember correctly, I think one lobby I messed up. It was Mexico season 3. Is it possible when when there was no formation lap? Caught everybody napping, just went on racing.
I do recall that.
I can't remember if it was season 3 or season 2, but it was funny, but it was all my bad. But all the lobbies I made so far were, I think, or intermediate or on a full wet track. So really looking forward to this. And how many people are gonna crash on the formation lap, because that's something which happens to the best, I guess. I was going to mention Khalifa, but he's not here, so I'm not gonna slag his name.
And speaking of the best, you have to go all the way down to P9 to actually find him. Yori down there. But wet conditions. J-Luke has the record in JACKOCAR for the largest winning margin ever, which is, of course, let me find it here, 28.55 seconds. 28.557, sorry. Second on that day was Arnaud de Greef. I don't know if you know him. But that was in Mexico.
I think it was my AI racing. 28 seconds. Ugh.
28 seconds, and that was J-Luke who humbled the field by that much in a dry to wet conditions in Mexico. Of course, Spanish-speaking country. I was going to make a link between it being Portugal and a Portuguese-speaking country, but that was incorrect. That's Brazil I'm thinking of. Anyway, a quick rundown through the field. Who's your money on? J-Luke will lead the pack away with rookie Owen Wyatt on the grid next to him. Kieran,
he's not a rookie, mate. Jeez.
he's a JACKOCAR rookie. Anything can happen.
Oh no.
Kieran looking good. Iceman on form because he's got that most recent win. Tez has shown glimpses of it recently since he joined the league, but hasn't quite had it come together yet. Esty Mats as well on the up. Anybody from the top 6 going to win this, or do you think it's going to be somebody like Gareth Hall off the track going to win it?
I've got to say, my initial thought was Owen, because I think he's above the pace in Cup, to be fair, because he's really doing well in Pinnacle in 1-up 2. But to be fair, don't count out Casper and Corey, because they have incredible pace. And I know Casper is very good in the rain. Cashman too, don't count him out as well. And yeah, never forget people like Corey. Speed Red Mat, don't forget.
Absolutely, coming through from the back.
Yeah, if they can keep it clean, they will definitely be in the top 10 and even higher up. So we are waiting for the lights, mates. Let's go.
Quick note from Gareth in the chat. He said the grass is slippery, so definitely avoid that one to all 19 drivers starting this race. I just wonder if I do the Owen Wyatt start, which of course he borrowed from NASCAR. It's 5 lights and it's boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing in Portimao. J-Luke gets the field underway, but I think it's Owen Wyatt with a slightly stronger start as he looks to go up the inside and take the lead from J-Luke. Is he going to do it? No, he's not. Kieran's going to look at the inside. There's problems further back. Oh, and there's a gaggle of cars all off. Pete involved in that, along with Mike, Causa and Kajman. But other than that, I think it all seems fairly smooth as Owen harasses and hounds the back of the number 19 car on the run down to turn 5. Is he going to launch it? Is he going to launch it? He is just about. And they got
doesn't have the traction.
He doesn't have the traction. We did mention that in qualifying. It's not exactly easy, but I think Jamie has a bit of a handful. Thank you to the 17 viewers who join us here on lap 1. Hopefully we have you all the way through to the end as the top 4 break away. Tez now being... Oh, actually, Iceman, I see, had a bad start there, down to P6. Yeah. He lost 2 positions.
Jacko, I'm going to say to you, look at Speed Redmat and Casper. I told you, if they nail the start, they're already in P10 and P8. So I'm telling you, it's on for those guys.
You did tell me. And Redmat sporting gold colours tonight as well. Will gold be where he is at the end of this? And there's a car. Is Casper making moves up through the field? Up to P7 he goes. Through on Ben Spurs, who's really struggling there. So go on board with him. Pete Knighton gets the first penalty of the race.
Damage. Unfortunately, he has damage on his front wing, so I guess it's very tricky to drive for him.
I can imagine.
I think Cashman, was involved as well, so I think Corey doesn't seem to have damage, but he's a little bit falling behind. He doesn't have damage choice. Yeah, it's just got... Oh, wow, I didn't say that. But,
sorry. He's got 2 race wins.
He's just finding his rhythm, and... a lot of guys pitting, by the way, so you know what my task is, mates. I'm going to write this up.
No, you don't have to write these ones down. It's only the ones under the safety car we're interested in, as Owen is looking very racy once again on the back of J-Luke. Again, too clever to just throw it down the inside. And are the skies, I know it's raining at the moment, are they looking a little bit bright over to the right of Owen's car?
It seems, Jacko, so... Could it be a wet to dry race? It's going to be incredible for the viewers, because that's the most trickiest part as a driver, to adapt to every circumstances. But for the moment, I think it's early days. I think it's still full wet. Maybe if somebody's brave to go to the inters, but I don't think the track seems ready. There are a lot of patches everywhere of water. So let's see. But Owen is harassing Jamie. Oh my God, this is going to be horrible for Jamie.
Yeah, definitely way too early for any thought of a tyre change, but maybe later on in the race we might get something. I wonder if J-Luke can deal with this pressure that Owen's going to put on him. Of course, J-Luke's still chasing that first win this season. He is doing okay, but he's not doing his best. As we get a new fastest lap from Jamie saying that. Kieran and Jamie having a good fight. That's other Jamie. Jamie Numbers, as some people refer to him as they approach turn 1, the top 4 sort of in a field of a class of their own. Iceman drops back from that, and there's yellow flags. It's going to be Pete Knighton who is out the race. And we have ourselves a VSC.
Sorry. Remember, Jacko, VSC?
VSC. Oh, it's a safety car. It's a safety car.
Oh, it's a safety car, so yeah. Who's in the pits? Oh, I think some guys... I think Corey's in the pits, by the way, so that's good for him.
Yeah, Mike and Corey. Mike was just about committed there.
Oh, that's nice.
So anybody else who pits from this point onwards, it will not be mandatory. Of course, even in wet weather conditions, it has to be 2 mandatory stops, unless, of course, you are the Joker. Pete leaves the session, leaves us with 18 runners.
If I see Cashman, maybe Cashman and Pete had a moment together, because Cashman has no wing at all. Yeah, so...
Well spotted.
Yeah. Well, so I think Cashman's going to bid, but unfortunately it's not going to count as a mandatory. So that's kind of annoying for him, but he really has to make sure that he comes before the train of cars because
he locks
they are
up,
approaching. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be tight.
What he doesn't want to do, and I think you were alluding to this, is he doesn't want to get lapped by anybody.
Yeah,
of course, it happened to Gareth in San Marino 2 weeks ago.
As well.
Oh, that's not going to help. Yeah, it happened to Gareth in the Kia series, and he stayed a lap down, but he finished the race, and it's all about that to get the points on the board. The leaders are coming round that final corner, but I do believe Jake should be okay.
Safe. Oh, they're making a lot of speed. J-Luke is really flooring it, so I hope Jake... Oh, this is going to be tight. If Jamie is a man of honor...
Jake's going to go a lap down.
Oh, no. Oh, Jake. Oh my God, big rock up. Oh, yeah.
I am most surprised because those two will be in the same party. And I am surprised Jake didn't tell Jamie to slow down. So that is...
Oh, wow.
Jake's race absolutely ruined.
Yeah, or there has to be another safety car and he can lap himself. But this is really, really bad news for Cashman. That's really annoying. Oh, Jamie. I told you, Jamie sometimes...
Well, I know there's no teams in JACKOCAR anymore, but that one I thought they would have sort of debated over and talked about. Yeah, Red Matt is pitting. He's going to get rid of that penalty. That is a good idea.
Indeed, very good idea. Very clever from Red Matt to pit on the safety car and clear the penalty. Putting some... Did he put inters on?
I don't know.
See it on my...
Just make sure
Is the track ready for inters?
Make sure you write that one down.
He's putting inters on. Yeah,
he's
on inters. Yeah, that's a very clever from Red Matt. I'm really looking forward to see what he's going to do, how his pace is going to be compared to the rest, because the other ones are still on, I think, on full wets. Okay, I can see it, mate, on the game. Jeez, am I so bad at commentating? Oh yeah, I can see it now. Wow.
I guess. You just reminded me.
Bad.
There you go, for those of you who like the tyre compounds, everybody on wets, minus Red Matt, who's just going to try out the inters. And of course, he has nothing to lose here, so if he doesn't like these, he can bin them off at the end of this lap and go back to wets. But you know what? I think you may as well commit to that, hadn't you? It doesn't look that bad. Or is that just me?
I think the rain eased a bit, but there are still a lot of wet patches on the track, so it's really up to Red Matt. I'm following on board right now to see how he's going. Behind the safety car, sticking to the delta, but it seems to be okay, to be fair. So
yeah, it's okay, isn't it?
I really like his livery, man. He's really done a clever, amazing job by putting some gold on it. Wow.
And just to remind all the folks, hang on, what's going on here?
Yeah, going on, yeah. Did somebody spin?
No, Risky overtook people by mistake, I think. Just to remind everybody of a rule that was brought in for this season, or a rule change. If you are a lapped car within the lead train, you must get out of the way. And now this, you'll wonder why Connor Byers isn't racing tonight, and he got a race ban for doing exactly what Jake is currently doing, and that's sitting in the train. But of course, on the restart phase, you must follow the safety car in to avoid that race ban penalty. I think Jake is very much content with a chase run this season, but he still could do without the penalty, just to find some form, because I do believe he's got a brand new wheel.
Yeah. So, Jacko, just for your info, I think Yuri, by the way, is your net race leader at the moment, because he's on one stop with Garrett and Corey. So I think all the guys started in from 12th to 18th, to 17th, because Cashman is left, are like your actual, your first 7 or 6 positions. So really interesting to see how it will go after the restart, because it seems to get drier, but at the same time, it's still tricky. I'm really curious how Redman's going to go with his inters, but he's really... I don't even know if he's struggling or just taking it very carefully, but it seems very tricky right now. It's like the crossover period, I guess.
Yeah, so as long as you're keeping up with the note taken on who makes a stop under safety car, we should be all right. But Yuri definitely is the net race leader, minus the exception of Iceman, who sits in P5. Safety car in this lap. Let's see if J-Luke can do what Arnold didn't, and that's get the restart right. Everyone remembers Season 4. Yeah, I know. I've been waiting for this one.
Oh my god.
And we also want to see if Cashman pits. He does have to pit. I'm saying it multiple times so that members of his party might remind him. He seems to be staying out. No, he's going to go in. So back to J-Luke. The orange barrier on the left, and away he goes. What a restart
what
from Jamie and
Reece
Kieran.
Jamie.
Oh,
my
fantastic.
God.
From the
I
man
would
from
go for
Wales,
white.
as he's going to lead
my
into turn 1. Is he? No, it's Kieran who leads into turn 1. And up the inside goes Owen as he continues to battle with J-Luke. And Jamie will actually settle for P4 in the meantime. Tez retains P5, and it's Iceman who's lost out 2 positions there, as Kieran streaks clear from Owen Wyatt, the man who commentates on him every week. Even Jordan making gains further in the back. What a restart.
What a restart from Kieran. And I think J-Luke and Owen were like, I'm not saying they were napping, but even Jamie had an incredible start. And I see Casper already being in P6 again. I think Iceman is doing it cleverly. He's just like avoiding all the carnage, not getting any damage because, as we know, he's on the Joker. So, yeah, it's looking good so far for everybody. And a lot of people, like Yuri's P10. Oh, and as I say that, he goes for a little moment. Oh, my God. Commentator's curse.
It's turn 8 again, isn't it? It's so easy done up there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Looking good. Yeah, looking good so far because Iceman has to be careful because Corey is only 3 positions behind him. And he's and he's going for a dive right now. So,
classic Corey. On his teammate there, Jordan.
Yeah, indeed. Hope they communicate a bit. Ooh, they're fighting each other. ERT boys, please be careful. Thank you.
But the thing is, actually, we're just going to quickly go to Owen. I think he's going to try and take the lead off of Kieran here into turn 1, but maybe Kieran defending quite well. Iceman, he's dropping, isn't he? Oh, he pits. He pits.
He's going for inters, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder if he knows it's inters to the end. Back to the front. Kieran has retained P1. Iceman... well, before that pit stop, he's thrown away what I was going to say, basically. But here goes Owen to the inside of Kieran. As we have yellow flags, it's Jake who's retired, and Owen takes the lead. Safety car.
Now that
overtake was, I don't know if you were looking at the lead, that overtake was under yellow flags.
Ooh, yeah, but if Owen doesn't get the mention in-game that he has to see the position back to Kieran, then I think it's his position, you know. I think that's the game, that's the risk you take when you overtake under the yellow flag, so very unfortunate for Kieran, but I think it's Owen's position, I guess.
He will definitely get away with it because it wasn't yellow flags in that part of the track.
There was a moment between Easty and Yuri as well. I think it was in turn 5 or 6, I can't remember. But no damage so far, as I can see, so that's good, I guess. And yeah, for the rest, everything's really good. I think, why did Iceman pit? That's my question. Oh, he went for inters. Okay, so that's good, I guess. But I don't know if it was the right call because I think he gave up his track position a bit because if you're in free air afterwards, you can go on softs or mediums. Or hards, then it's I don't know if it was the right call from Iceman, but I'm gonna leave him to it because, you know, as a driver you make split-second decisions, and as a commentator it's not always clear, but the driver always has his reasons to pit. So yeah, just let's see how things evolve.
And when you watch back the races after, you know, driving the race, and you think, why is the commentator saying that? Of course, they've got no idea.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, and Easty splitting. Definitely. I think Easty had damage.
So Gareth and Easty were 2 non-mandatory stops here. Make sure you write them down so I don't have to watch the stream back later, because I've then got to listen to my voice again.
Yeah,
it's and nobody wants to hear that twice in a night.
Yeah, it's a wing change for Easty, so there was damage with the contact with Yuri, unfortunately for him. So, yeah.
A lot of drivers now are opting for the intermediates. Maybe it is time. Maybe Jeff is telling them now is the moment. SD Mats is going to lose out to Iceman here on the pit exit.
Yeah, you see, Jacko, that's the trickiest part with as a driver, because Jeff is always screaming you like, yeah, strategy change and stuff like that, but are you willing to give up your track position for new tires who are not maybe so much faster at the moment, you know? So I think it's a very tricky decision to make, but we don't know the time it's going to be in 10 laps, so maybe I think guys like Owen, Kieran, Jamie, the 2 Jamies, Thijs, you know, all those guys are maybe saying like, yeah, we're going to stick to the full wet till it dries up fully, and then come into a softer medium tire, I guess. So yeah, let's just see.
The end,
yeah, I think, because it's a double-edged knife, you know, because imagine if you pit now and you give up track position, but you have a faster tire, can you make up all the seconds you lost or the positions you lost and keeping it clean? Because yeah, you don't know if everything's gonna keep clean or yeah,
That's just it.
damage is debris, puncture is very fast happened in this game, especially with simulation damage. So, and as I can clearly see, it's really stopped raining. So I think it's clearly ready for Inter. So very curious to see how drivers will go.
The question is, will it stay as intermediate conditions? As we look at the most positions gained and lost so far on lap 8, a stage point will be awarded to Owen Wyatt. So his first race, his first playoff point. So yeah, Casper and Corey both up 10 places, and we see Iceman, the big loser. I wonder if it's such a poor decision, which is very unlike Iceman, that he won't be able to recover that, or it's going to dry up. I just wonder, can he get back into this race? If it stays as intermediate conditions, I think he might be all right, you know. But he certainly wouldn't have been hoping or planning for wet. He did tell me he's on the Joker. He's looking to go soft medium.
Just a question again, Jacko. Did Ben do his mandatory pit stop? Was it on a safety car? I can't remember.
Iceman's stop was mandatory.
Okay, so actually it's a very... I think Ben is a bit... Iceman is a bit lucky with the fact that it stopped raining and all the guys on full wets are gonna struggle for sure. So I think the guys who are Inters now are clear have the advantage, but yeah, can they keep it clean? That's the biggest question.
Yeah, and guess what, guys? Arnaud's uncertainty means I'm going to have to listen to my voice later on tonight when I watch the stream back to work out who's done it right and done it wrong. Owen Wyatt leads midway through lap 9. We've got 2 retirements so far, and one of them is Jake. Of course, that will now be 7 out of 8 races this season that he has failed to score points in. One of those he didn't race in, but even so, 7 donuts for the man who last season we thought was going to win a race. Missed out on Championship 5 because he had no front wing in Monaco. Red Matt stole that position. And
Jacko,
how unfortunate.
Look at MK. Look at MK driving super slowly just to have another lap under the safety car. Just because, you know, the tire's going to be ready. The Inters are going to be ready from next lap for sure. So all the full wet guys are going to struggle massively.
We see
very clever from MK, but is it legal? And people are pitting again.
Yeah, write those ones down for me. In fact, MK is going to pit himself. Is he? Hang on, let's stay on board with MK.
No speeding penalty, MK. Oh
Silly.
My God, man, come on.
There's no pressure on him to do that.
Yeah.
Are you writing these down, sir?
Yeah, Yuri and Ben as well.
And Mike, yeah. So, what is Mike doing here? He is going to put on another set of intermediates. Oh, it's a wing change, okay. We missed that one.
Wing change, okay, fair enough. So now, is this going to be another lap under safety car, or is it going to be in? Because I think after 4 laps it's in, no?
It will be in this lap, 100%. So Mike needs to get his foot down.
Yeah.
Owen, I tell you what, Kieran is going to be most annoyed if he finishes P2 this race behind Owen.
Do I need to jinx him, Jacko?
You need to jinx Owen, yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Boo, Owen. Boo. He always said that to me. I was so annoyed when I was watching stream back, and he was always saying like, boo, he's here to spoil the party. Oh my God.
Hitting it with his silly accent. Arnold's too fast for the league, let's get rid of him. That's how he sounds, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. Oh, lovely.
Anyway, as predicted, safety car in this lap. Mike has a fair way to go to catch up.
Yeah, he has to
very slow, isn't he? Yeah. By the way, guys, if you liked my Northern Irish accent, please rate it out of 10 in the chat as we return our focus to the front of the field. Owen Wyatt will lead the field away. His first ever restart in JACKOCAR. Will he get it right, or will he do an Arnaud? I've managed to slip it in again.
Oh my God, mate.
Unbelievable.
How many times?
But eyes on J-Luke and Jamie, because it was positions 3 and 4 last time that got the better runs, as we go on board with Owen. 3, 2, 1, and he's nailed that, and he's caught everybody napping apart from Kieran, who looks to take the lead again. 3 wide behind, but Kieran on the outside of turn 1, it's not going to be enough. Owen's going to hold position, but look at Casper up into P3. That's a fantastic restart, and Jamie loses out. and now overtakes the other Jamie. It's a spinner. It's
and there's a
Corey in the
spin.
background at turn 3.
Corey.
Side by side, the two Jamies, who is going to take the position down into turn 5 here. Jamie gets ahead of Jamie. Tez sits behind in P6.
Good. Jacko, I'm telling you, the Inters are ready, man. Because I saw Iceman make 2 moves. I mean, one move in one corner and gain 2 positions just with traction and on the braking. So that's crazy. I think the Inters are ready.
Just on board with Iceman right now. Tez has a moment sideways. He's going to lose out to Iceman again here. Iceman looking very strong, isn't he, on these intermediates? And look at the skies above him in Portimao, in the Algarve. They are starting to clear up. I think we could end up with a dry finish here as Owen streaks clear by over a second over Kieran. These guys are still on the wet tyres, don't forget. And a lot of these guys will have to pit again. Yellow flags further behind. It's Corey. He's gone way off. He's in the wall. Can he recover? Okay, never mind.
Never mind.
Sounds like a rage quit to me.
He's going to cause a safety car because he's retired on track, right? So
it may well do. Owen and Kieran and Casper and J-Luke all pit. Red Matt will lead the race once again in his bronze/gold car. Look at the order changing as Jake picks up a penalty.
Speeding penalty, Indeed, so everything's looking good so far. I think all the guys who pitted out made the right call for sure, but they have a huge way to go back to the other guys in front, because don't forget Iceman leading on because he's on the Joker. And there's contact between Garrett and Speed Risky. If I remember correctly, Redman is on 1 stop already, so Iceman is your net leader. I think Yuri's actually. Is Yuri actually? No, Yuri's on 1 stop. So
You tell me. You've got the notes in front of you, my son. As Red Matt. I tell you what. Does Red Matt have? Are they? No, one of those stops was non-mandatory, wasn't it? So it does make Iceman the leader for the moment, which brings it back in this.
Oh my God! Risky constant spin. How did he avoid that? Oh my God, man! Jeez.
Sorry, I missed that
damage.
one.
No worries.
It all brings Iceman back into this race, knowing that Red Matt. Well, they both have to pit again.
The thing is, I think if Iceman is lucky and he stays interest till for the end of the race, then it's his to lose, to be fair. But I think looking at the weather conditions, we might see a switch to dry in the next coming 10 laps maybe for the end of the race, like the last 5 to 7 laps. It's going to be maybe dry. And Owen is... where's Owen, by the way?
He's
1.5 seconds.
He's P9.
Yeah. 1.5 seconds clear of... Kieran, so he's just doing his job, I guess.
So that means he found 4 temps, did Owen Wyatt, in that pit stop phase, as MK and SD Mats have a battle down on the run-in to turn 1. And SD Mats, that man, once again, going very well in the top 10.
A risky
retains P6. Yep. Yuri, meanwhile, runs P4 on the road. Another strong race for him.
Yeah, but you see, Yuri is maybe not the fastest guy on paper, but he's very clever in his pit stop and his strategy. I mean, he's always nailed them. So, and that's why he always gets these good results, So he's doing great, and hopefully he gets things going.
Of course, all-time wins, record wins leader in the Kia series is the Dutchman. On his way.
The flying Dutchman.
Playoff bound once again. If anybody tunes in on a Tuesday. Guess what? The man in P3 in that current championship is my good self, behind Jake and Newgarden in points. Yuri sits P4. Owen. Oh no, sorry, I thought I saw a bigger gap than I did. But Owen is gradually driving away from Kieran.
Yep.
But indeed. Kieran having a strong race nonetheless. New fastest lap from Red Matt at 26.5. It won't stand.
Got to say, Jacko, he's flying. He's actually flying because
he is.
Iceman is not keeping up. Yeah, he's not keeping up with the Red Mat. But we know that Iceman is here for the long game. He's on the Joker, so let's see how it goes. He just have to keep it clean and just drive it safely. Manage the tires a bit too, maybe. And as we say that, Owen goes faster, so Owen is flying right now, and he's catching up MK Born at a critical rate. So wouldn't surprise me if we see Owen in the next 3 or 4 laps in MK Born's gearbox. So let's just have an eye on him.
And Owen's seen enough races to know how hard MK Bourne defends, so that could be quite exciting. I wonder if MK will give any leeway to the man from Hollywood as Causa leaves the session. That's Hollywood, Northern Ireland, not Hollywood, California. How's Casper getting on? He was doing well in the early stages, dropped back with that pit stop.
Yeah, and also has a penalty, unfortunately. So that's a bit unfortunate for him. Yeah, I think it's 3 seconds. Let me check actually for you.
No, I'll check for the viewers. How about that?
Go on.
Look at that. There's your penalties, everyone. All right, enough of that. Back to tyres, back to stops even.
Casper he had a very good pace on the full wets, but in inters, it's like his setup is maybe too much or too safe for the inters. Maybe it's too orientated to the full wet strategy, you know. So I'm curious to see how he's going to fare on his softer tire, because I think it's really starting to clear up, Jacko. I see some blue. Actually, I don't know.
No, definitely blue skies, but definitely still raining as we go on board with the early race leader. That's Jamie Wright, getting a few laps led in. Stat padding, if you will. He's starting to hunt down Kieran, who is keeping in touch with Owen Wyatt here. Jamie, the other Jamie, gets a penalty. And MK Bourne up the road is already starting to weave to try and break any sort of minor slipstream that Owen might be getting. As classic MK Bourne.
I'm not allowed to do it, so that's clever, I guess.
Absolutely.
And, I clearly see. I think Iceman is really managing his tires, because Redman is just driving away. It's 4.5 seconds right now, so I think Iceman is doing the long game, and Redman is flooring it, so that's good to see. He's really pushing to clear his second stop when it dries up, I guess. But it's all to play for, to be fair, because everything's tied together from P4 to P7, 8. It's starting to get all together. So and as Owen makes the move on MK, by the way. So
totally missed that one. MK must have had a moment, because that was a 6-second gap when we were with it initially. So Kieran will be hoping he does something similar. But that gap, I tell you what, that gap to Owen has increased dramatically, so he's struggling. I'll tell you someone who isn't, and that's Jamie Wright, who'll be encouraged by Kieran's poor pace at this point in the race. Will the two-time champion make a move anytime soon, or will he take a more measured approach and wait for the right opportunity? Kieran, the youngest man in the league, I wonder if he will ever get that win. It would be good to see, wouldn't it?
Jacko, to be fair, I'm very interested in the train from P3 to P6, because they're all close together. So I'm really wondering what Owen's gonna do when he's gonna see this train, because he's catching at a very fast rate. And
we'll be sure to go on board with him once he does get to the back of Esti Matt, who is harounding, is that a word? It is now, harounding the back of Ben Spurs. Ben Harrott, who finished P2 on the road on the opening day of the Season 5 Cup Series campaign.
Yeah. Then he's under huge pressure from Estimates. It's crazy. I think Yuri is struggling a bit to keep it up with Garrett, but Ben is struggling as well. It wouldn't surprise me if EC go for a move into turn 1 with some DRS.
Can you confirm to me if Gareth's 2 stops are mandatory ones? Snap of oversteer mid-corner for SD Mats, by the way.
Garrett, he has 1 stop what was mandatory and 1 was...
what's going on here then? Kieran gets past. IMK's gone way off, but we didn't quite have the best camera angle there. Kieran went through on the inside on MK Bourne, and J-Luke seemed to be involved in that, and he's looking right on the back of Kieran now as well. But that looks a right old mess. MK getting overtaken by Jamie as well again. How's Owen getting on? The gap is 2.8. It's closing.
He's flying. It's Pado P for Owen. He's not going to like that if I say that, but I don't care. But it's looking good for Owen so far. He's really catching up. That's a crazy rate. It's like pulling 1 second a lap from the guys in front of him, 1.5 seconds even. So really interested to see how he's going to manage through traffic, because they're fighting for position. Jacko, it's going to be very interesting to see what Owen's got up his sleeve.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure which one is best to go on board with. I think ST Mats is the most racy out of these guys. I think Yuri hasn't quite managed to bridge that gap to Gareth just yet. He's coming down.
Yeah.
And speaking of gaps, up front, Redmat now wins his 9th stage of the season. That's another stage win for him there over Iceman. 6.3 the gap. Let's go back to this battle that we're most interested in. ST Mats and Owen is now within a second, and Kieran way back. He's not having a good day.
And I have to say, Owen has the most ERS out of everybody here, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he's going to manage it. Yeah, he's the fastest man on paper, so normally it should be, his
and
race
he's
to
there.
lose in a way, but
knock, says Owen Wyatt as he gets up to the back of P6. ST Mats has a wide moment through turn 4. And what will Owen do? He's going to smell blood. Is he going to take blood? Down the inside goes Owen, your full-time commentator on a regular Thursday. Up into P6 he goes, and will now hunt down P5. Ben Harrah next on the hit list, followed by Yori. What sort of progress will Owen make then? As we are at the halfway stage, just over. He's flying, isn't he, on these intermediate tyres? Will it dry up? That's what we want to see. We want to see some real pace later on. The gap to Iceman and Redmat is now 7 seconds between those two. Owen taking a much better line than the two guys in front of him, and it's going to pay off it. He's going to be launching an attack down into turn 1, I'm sure of it. Up the inside he goes! What a move from Owen! Can he get it done and turned around? Oh, Ben gives him a bit of contact. Lets him go. But he's making hella progress, isn't he? Great drive from Owen.
If you can manage that in 1 lap, Jacko, then your pace is just ridiculous. So trust me, it's not gonna take long for Owen to clear Yuri, I guess, especially with the lots of ERS he's having. Let's just see. I think for sector 2 it's gonna be past Yuri, or Yuri has got defend like a Lycan. Oh, look at this. Oh, we have to be careful with track limits, so he's gonna launch it again.
Around the outside, which would become the inside.
Yeah, but that's very difficult here because it's going to end in... And there's in sector 2, there's a flag. Ooh, and it's Stace who had the moment. Yeah, no safety car right now.
We'll stay on board with Owen.
Does he have damage? Yeah, just look. No, he doesn't have damage. No. Okay, back to Owen. Sorry.
I never left him. Yori has a moment out of turn 5. Owen's right into the back of him. And we'll make a move here now into turn 7 on the inside. And that is going to be easy done. Yori picks up a penalty for his... How unfortunate for him.
Oh, Yuri's struggling a bit. Nice.
He is. In fact, Ben's all over the back of him. ST Mats has sort of dropped off a little bit. He's still there or thereabouts. Ben, encouraged by the problems that Yori faces at the moment. Gareth will be enjoying all of this, but he will know now that it's no longer 3 guys fighting each other behind him. It's a very fast Owen Wyatt. Yori seems to have gathered himself up and dusted himself down. Can he retain that P5 for the moment? He would be most unhappy with the penalty, though. This is where all the action is, certainly at the moment. Owen streaks away, though. Gareth in a little world of his own for the next 2.5 seconds at least.
He catched like almost a second in just 1 sector. It's not going to take long for... and there is, that's unfortunate.
Well, then, that changes everything. I think we just missed the onboard. Yeah, I think he might have done.
And that's going to cause a safety car, I guess.
VSC for the moment.
Okay, fair enough. I think he smashed it in a wall because, maybe some rage quit or I don't know. Because it's weird to crash it there in that corner and go straight onwards. So maybe it's just about frustration for Thijs, so... Yeah, just let's see. Somebody pitted. I think MK pitted again under the...
And Risky, Of course, they are mandatory stops. They can do that. It does count towards their total.
Yeah. So that's their pit stop. Yeah, their strategy is normally all good with this, but the problem is if it's going to dry up, they're going to have a major problem. But I think MK is clearing one of his penalties as well, so that's clever from him. And thanks to that, Risky is... on the back of MK.
So we got a little battle for the final points. What are final points at the moment? Yeah, those two have a bit of history, don't they? Risky and Mike, they always seem to have a little bit of contact. Each season we do these Cup Series races. ST Mats and Ben Spurs can't decide who's in front of who. We are back to green, and maybe that's why they can't decide who's in front. ST Mats all over the back of Ben. Go on, you were trying to say something.
I was about to say the blue flag rule. Is it changed for this year?
It's much the same as it always has been. Esti Mats to what is the inside of Ben. Gets the move done before turn 1. But he runs a little bit wide, and Ben will retake it. What a shame for Esti. That was such a good run. Great restart from him. Yuri managed to find a little bit of time between him and those two that were fighting. Risky did get past MK, by the way. I do apologise, I missed that. Jake's still running
Owen,
in his
Jacko.
first Cup Series race as well. What's Owen doing? He's all over the back of Gareth.
Yeah, he's there, man. And I tell you what, Iceman has to be careful with Redmond not taking a big of an advantage, but because if it's sector 1, little flag, it's MK.
It's Casper.
Oh, Casper had a moment. Oh, that's a shame.
Let's go on board with him. He had a moment. He's recovered.
Yeah, I was about
Back
to say
to the main
about about Iceman. He has to be careful to not let Redmond run away with it.
Oh, look at this! Oh, no, not Arnold. That's you. Owen to the inside.
Owen, yeah.
You wouldn't do a stupid move like that, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
And if you did, you'd have made contact. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Sure.
Owen up into the podium positions as can he hunt down the 2 speed drivers. And Gareth has been left in absolute dust, hasn't he? Yellow flags once again. It appears to be Risky, who is facing the wrong way round.
Yep. And I think, was it MK? Let's Redmond through, so that's very nice from MK.
Yep.
But I tell you what, like, Iceman really have to be careful that Redmond's not taking too much of an advantage, because on newer tires later on, he's gonna have much more pace than Iceman. So I hope Iceman he's managing, but I hope he can fight some pace.
I think
otherwise he's gonna be a bit in trouble.
Yeah, what we need maybe is one more safety car. Not that I'm here to encourage it, but I think it would go down quite a treat on the final 11 laps here in Portugal. And J-Luke gets past Ben. Hello.
Jack, I'm telling you what, it doesn't seem to be... The weather's not clearing up in a fast pace, so I think it's going to be maybe wet to the end. What do you think?
I think you might be right, because...
If I'm
going to ignore my TV, and when I look to the stream, it does appear to be more overcast than what I can see.
I think if the rain stops, it's going to dry up quickly, but at this rate, it just seems that it's like light rain all the way to the end. But yeah, we don't have the weather forecast, unfortunately. Bad game. But yeah, let's just see. And Owen is catching Iceman at 1 second a lap at this rate, but he still has to stop. So I think Iceman is kind of safe, but he has to keep an eye on Redmond that he doesn't run away with it. So
yeah, Owen obviously now in that clear air, he can really see what he can do on the inters. Yep.
Look at J-Luke, Kieran, Yuri, Garrett, all coming together right now. So really looking forward to this battle for 5th place.
What we call in a trade is a recipe for disaster when you mix drivers like these together. No offence to any of them. But Yuri won't want to give way to Kieran. A lot of pride in that Dutchman there. But I wonder if Kieran can get the move done. Jamie sits... No, it's not Jamie, it's Ben sits on the tail end of this. A little bit further away than he would like to be, but we imagine a fight is brewing. 2-time champion Jamie right in front of this. We have yellow flags again. Risky is off.
Yeah.
He's not having a good day.
No, indeed. And very unfortunate for Casper too, because he was... Casper is an amazing driver. I drove against him in one as well, and a couple of times in JACKOCAR, and it's not seeming to have the best of days either. So it's kind of a pity, because Casper is always a threat and he's very fast. So yeah, it's a bit a shame for this race.
Very good driver, and so happy to get that win in Monaco earlier in the season, which put him into the playoffs. Yeah, he's well happy with that one.
Trust me, I had one of those seasons in the regular season that I didn't have much wins, and you can
Hold
feel
on
the
out. Here comes Kieran. Wrong camera. Kieran gets the move done before turn 1. That's no DRS, by the way, but good move from Kieran as he starts to recover in this race. What's going to happen behind? Jamie versus Yuri behind them.
Jamie, don't do it. Jamie, don't do it.
There.
Yeah. That's going to annoy Yuri massively, because I mean, it's Jamie's line to hold it, but if Jamie's maybe a little bit clever at that point, it leaves Yuri just take the line, you know. But anyway, he has the right to be there, so
Absolutely.
it's a shame for both drivers. I hope
We
there's
didn't-
no damage for Jamie.
We didn't have the best view there, but it did look like
Yeah,
one or two not wanting to give way to each other. I did mention that about a lap ago. It could happen. As we quickly move to the chat, Dexter told me not to mention Monaco, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Who remembers season 1?
Mr. John. Oh.
Mr. John.
Mr. John. Oh,
and what followed after that was a disqualification for the Danish man.
Yeah. And I had a lap advantage on everybody. Like, remember that when I just flowed it and under the green light of the safety car?
Which you then rightfully got the gap back down to 1 second, didn't you? Because you're a sporting man. J-Luke Pitts then. This will be for his final mandatory stop.
Risky from Jamie, because it seems that it's
risky from Jamie. So as soon as you said risky, I went to Mr. Lewis down in P15. I thought something had happened.
It's kind of risky from Jamie because we don't know. Yeah, they know what that forecast is like, and I think it's maybe the good call to do so, because in 7 laps time, I don't see the track getting any faster or seeming to dry up. So I think it's a good goal for Jamie, and now he's not in traffic, by the way, so he has clean air to make the best out of it. So yeah, hold 9 on him.
Yeah, certainly appears that the weather has settled.
Yeah, and Owen seems to have a bit of struggling with his pace. I think his tires are gone too.
Yeah, went too hard too soon. He's a little bit sideways out of that corner there, which I forget the corner number of. So I'll say turn 11.
I tell you what, Iceman is having if he's managing and always doing consistent lap times, he's doing amazing right now, because he always seems to have the same lap. And there's a Sleo flight in sector 3. Oh, it's risky again. Ooh. Nicely done by Risky going out the way.
Wait for Kieran. There we go.
No, it's okay. It's an inside line corner, so it shouldn't be a problem. Nicely done by Risky, by the way. To keep it out of the way of everybody, so that's good.
Kept it going backwards as well, which is most important.
Somebody who drove a very quiet race is Jordan, in my opinion.
Yes, I had the camera fixed to him just now, and P9. Only 1 stop though. So still work to be done there. Yeah. And the gap, we mentioned him, he was having a hell of a race, wasn't he, Owen, in the middle part of the race. That gap has just it hasn't stopped coming down, but it's slowly slowed.
I tell you what, Jacko, I think on my screen, I don't know about yours, but on my screen it's only a few drops left, but it's still wet, so I think the inters are starting to get worn a bit, and they're starting to hit the cliff, I guess, so it's going to be very difficult to manage pace for drivers. And on my screen stopped raining right now, so it's going to be very interesting to see what they think. I think, to be fair, Redman is going to be so pleased by this, and Iceman is going to have a huge decision to make if he's going to stay on his inters and risk it all, or go on the softs anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a call, isn't it, to win this race without pitting again. Yeah. Of course, he would love to win this Joker race. That's 10 playoff points, don't forget. Red Matt, 10 seconds in his pocket. You can make a couple of mistakes here and there and sort of not lose too much. I wonder if Owen would want the dry to come.
Yeah.
But there is a drying line, isn't there? I do agree with you now that the rain appears to have stopped in the Algarve. I'm still interested to see what happens with Gareth. I think one of those stops is non-mandatory, but otherwise having a good race.
Gareth is... indeed, there's one non-mandatory.
Okay, so he's still got 1 to go. Kieran has 1 to go. I think Ben does, doesn't he? And
Red Matt too.
Jamie, Jordan, Red Matt, Iceman, potentially. Pretty much everybody.
I'm very curious about what Iceman's going to make as a decision, because this is very, very, very tricky as a driver, because you see there is a dry line starting to form, but it's still too wet to go on the softs or the mediums. But you see, imagine Redman pitting now for softs. What is Iceman gonna think? Is he gonna stop for softs? Is he gonna stay out and risk it all on the inters and just drive to the end with it? You know, it's so tricky for Iceman right now. It's so hard to make those kind of decisions right now, because I'm sure Jeff is gonna be screaming in his headset like, alternate strategy. But he's on the Joker. Remember that. So very curious to see what he's gonna do.
One man who is screaming is Dexter in chat. He wants it to dry up. Penalty for Red Matt. I think Dexter believes Owen has a chance of this race win if it does dry up. It's Risky facing backwards again.
Risky's on softs, that's why.
And Risky is on softs, so we're going to stay with him and follow this progress.
No, it's not working for him. Definitely not working.
Is it about 20 laps too soon, do we reckon then? Oh, Yuri's done it as well. They're both on softs.
Yeah, and I think it's all. They are struggling. No. I think it's Iceman's win for sure, 100%. If he keeps it clean, keep his head right.
Can you confirm that one of those stops Red Matt has done is non-mandatory?
It's non-mandatory for sure, 100%.
Okay, if it stays like this, then it is Iceman's to lose. And Owen White, of course, he's only got one stop to his name as well. So it is starting to look up then for the young man from St Helens. Can he go back-to-back race-winning weeks, back-to-back wins in Portugal? Kasper. That's what's at stake here. Casper, what's happened? He is facing the wrong way at pit entry. It's too soon for the softs. If you'll listen to the stream, you will know that, Mr. Klein.
But I think Yuri... Yeah, it's really struggling on this. Oh my god, he almost loses on the straight with the 8 of his ERS, so that's clearly not the way to go right now. But it's so tricky to see what Owen's going to do, and because Owen has to stop at some point, and he has to do it or rather now, or he has really to have to wait till the 32 lap to put softs on and do something. But Redman has to do something too.
I can see Jess in chat. She wants the dry to come as well, but here comes Red Matt through on his teammate. Yeah. Dries are definitely not the tyre to be on. It's starting to pick up here with 5 to go. Red Matt.
Yuri's going to be so mad at himself for putting the softs on.
The thing is, Arnold, what does Arnold do? So he has to make a pit stop here. Does he go dries? Does he go inters? It's going to be, yellow flags. I think it might be a safety car. No, it's not. Casper's going to get away with that one. But, Red Matt, hell of a predicament, because if he chooses inters and it's the time to be on softs, he's...
To be fair, Redmond has to put softs on, to be fair. He has to, because he has nothing to lose. He has everything to gain, because Owen still has to stop too. So even if he struggles on the softs, it's not a problem, because Owen has the same decision to make too. So I would, if I was Owen and Redmond, I'd put softs on, and I would just risk it all, because Iceman's going to stay out for sure, because if he stops now, he's going to be a sitting duck for sure with his softs.
Masterclass.
So if I was Redmond and Owen, I should put softs on just to make sure that... Just try something,
Just to cover the dryness. However, if he does go to dry tyres and then Owen sticks on another set of inters, inters might still be the tyre and he could end up getting P2 out of this. So it may only be 4 laps to go, but we have no idea what the finishing order is going to be. It's looking good for this man, though.
Yeah. I'm online. I mean, on board with Yuri, and it seems that the dry slowly start to find some grip. So I think in 1 or 2 laps going to be ready. But is it too early? Is it too late? We don't know. But
it's going to be too late. It's way too late.
It's going to be Iceman's win if he keeps it clean. So very good job for him right now. So
you say it's. You say it's getting better. Watching him through there, it doesn't look too good as Owen comes through to lap Risky and Yuri. That's a nice move. I like that. Yeah. They both get out of the way unintentionally. A brief yellow flags all cleared up. Let's go back to Red Matt. His tyres are still looking all right. He's pulling away from Iceman. He's got the measure of him, but it's obviously with that one non-mandatory stop, it's race over sideways. Nice stuff from Red Matt there.
Redmond has to beat right now. He has to do something.
Waiting.
He has to go to the softs. Yeah.
He is waiting for the moment, isn't he? I imagine he'll be in a party with Risky and Yuri. I thought he was going to come in. So they'll all be talking to each other, the Speed Boys.
The problem, Jacko, if he doesn't do it now, imagine at one point there is a crossover period and for 2 laps he can go flat out on the softs. There is a big chance that he can maybe catch him, because he's only maybe 10 or 15 seconds behind him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
However,
Owen's going to do. Owen is pitting. Oh no, it's not. Oh my god.
The issue, the issue therein lies that the longer Red Matt leaves it, the less chance, the less time he has to catch back up to Iceman. Yes, what is it? 21 seconds for a pit stop here, I think. But 7 seconds on a greasy track. He's going to have to go hell for leather. And don't forget, he has that 3-second penalty as well. Kieran pits. Here we go then. What will he do? The first of the front runners in this final phase of the race. What will he put on for new wheels on his wagon? They're going to be soft tyres then. And away he goes. We will follow his progress because this could potentially get him onto a podium. He's going to come out in front of J-Luke here, who still needs to make a stop as well, I believe. No, he doesn't. J-Luke to the end, on Inters.
Okay, fair enough. The thing is, Owen seems to catch Iceman at a slow rate, but it seems that his pace has, it's just gone. You know, the Inters are hitting the cliff right now. Iceman is just managing it, but he has to be really careful. It seems like the Inters are...
Red Matt's going to leave it one more lap. He has to get that stop in, or else he'll face disqualification from the race. A lot of other drivers in that same boat, unless they've all forgotten.
I'm hesitating. Did Red Matt put in a virtual safety car maybe? Because now I'm hesitating, my friend.
Oh, like I said earlier, I'm going to have to watch this race back and confirm that. Owen pits then. So that takes the pressure off Iceman from behind. It's now all about in front. It is Inters for Owen, so I've come away from that.
Yeah.
Casper pits as well. We are going to...
Garrett as well.
Yeah, everyone's pitting now. So Red Matt is leaving it to the last lap. I think Iceman, Benjamin Shaw, I think he has it covered. Let's go on board with Red Matt.
Well, almost had a moment, Iceman. Holy shit. Had like a huge moment out of the sixth corner, I think, of corner 6, I can't remember.
But, look at the pit lane, it's busy as you like.
And Iceman has a moment again, it's going to be very tight. George enabled. I think if Red Matt is clever, he puts for softs, man. Dio's enabled, so this is going to be...
We're gonna follow Red Matt and see what he does. Everybody is now making their final mandatory stops as Red Matt comes round turn 15 then, the man from Yorkshire. He has to pit. This is mandatory. In comes Red Matt. Get it slowed down. Yeah, perfect. And it is, at this point, one lap to go in Portimao then. Where is Iceman? He rounds turn 15. He does not have to make another mandatory stop. He has a four-wheel drift out of turn 15.
Softs for Matthew.
Softs for Red Matt. It doesn't matter. He is only just getting those tyres on the car. Iceman now leads. And remember, you can lead as many laps as you like, Matthew Redmore. But you've only got to lead one to win the race. Iceman has 14 corners to go before he becomes a back-to-back winner in JACKOCAR. A back-to-back winner at Portimao. Obviously stealing the win from you last season, Arnold, with that awful restart. Into turn 5 then. Iceman has a 9-second lead and then another 3 seconds to his name. Owen looks like he's going to be on for a podium on his debut. Yellow flags. It's, you'll never guess who.
Risky.
Facing backwards once again. Risky racer. Make sure you finish the race. Get those points on the board. Back to race leader Iceman, who's sideways through turn 8. It's been a hell of a drive. Is it going to be another Joker win in JACKOCAR? A first in Season 5 awaits this young man who has dreams of winning the JACKOCAR title. Of course, don't forget, at the start of Season 2, this man was undrafted when we used to do the draft. He then went on to win the chase and ended up in the Championship 5. Red Matt's got that gap down to 6 seconds, but problems in Brazil in Season 2 for Iceman. And it all unfolded. He had a poor Season 3, he had a poor Season 4, but he's now come back, and he's going to secure back-to-back wins in JACKOCAR. Iceman wins on his Joker. Red Matt is going to be P2. Great drive from him. And what about the debutant Owen Wyatt, who gives us a bit of sideways action? P3 on the road. The win possibly could have been there, but obviously the weather has changed those plans for young Owen Wyatt. But what a run. What a debut for this man. There's somebody facing backwards. It's Yuri who's going to cross the line in reverse. Owen, podium. J-Luke pitting slightly earlier than everybody else. Looks like he's going to finish P4. Kieran, he's got the softs on, but he didn't quite close the gap. Jordan retires at the very end. What a shame for ERT. No. Ben Spurs with a 20-second penalty. And Kieran finishes P5. J-Luke 4th. Gareth, what a drive from Gareth. P6. Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic drive from him. Jamie Griffiths puts it at the wall. P7. ST Mats top 10 once again. Ben with that 20-second penalty might be removable. We don't know what happened, but a fantastic drive. A top 10 for him. That's what he likes. And top 10 on his debut, Jake Warrior. He won on Tuesday night, and he's going to take a top 10 in the top tier. Fantastic. And that will end off. What a race. That will end off Portimao.
Interesting race. Very interesting, especially the end when everything kicks off with the tries and possibly the interesting on. It's really nice. I told you, Jack, before the stream, Portugal always delivers. Always.
And you are correct with that. Back to back then. Iceman. He told me he was going to win his Joker. I don't think he expected it to be under the weather conditions that we encountered. 2 in a row, and very much playoff bound. That's a huge boost for him as he looks to, go all the way this season. Can he do it for the playoffs? He's done it in the chase. Fastest lap to Kieran. A good lap as well. That'll be another playoff point for him. And Gareth Hall, excellent drive, as we both say there in P6.
Even Red Mat, what a drive from 18 to second. I mean, everybody who starts from the back and finish at least in the top 10, it's always a good drive. Even if you start 19th and you finish in the top 10, it's points. It's always good. It's always good to have some points. So, I mean, cracking drive from Red Mat, cracking drive from Garrett as well. I mean, awesome job, guys. And big GG to Iceman. We did another Joker win. It's all credits to him. He managed it perfectly, managed the tires, and everything went in his favor. So good job for him. Good job to him.
Yeah, fantastic. Will Iceman get the double back-to-back drive for the day for the fan vote, as voted for by you guys? I think the other nominations need to be Owen, Gareth, and probably Jamie Griffiths. He had a great run there.
Yeah, indeed. Who's your driver of the day, Jacko? Just
me personally. Iceman was on his joke, so he had that advantage, didn't he? I am going to go Gareth Hall for myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Well, I was about to say I'm hesitating between Garrett and Redmond just before the huge comeback they made from the last of the grid, from the back side of the grid. But I have to give full credit to Iceman as well to have managed the Joker so perfectly. So I think potentially 3 drives of the day, maybe a 4th with
Jake Warrior.
Jake. Yeah, Jake. I was about to say Jake. Debut, it's points in Cup, good.
Coming up to Cup Series is not easy, as you well know, and I well know as well. I've had, I think, 5 or 6 races now, but we'll get the fan vote out to you guys as soon as we can at the termination of this stream. But any final words, Mr. Degree, for your commentary debut?
I have to say, it was nice to be here. I mean,
very quick though, because I need a wee.
Sorry. So I definitely want to have a second run in the comments, but I leave that to you. And it was good to be here, cracking race from all the guys, all the drivers, especially in tricky conditions. And it was good to have all of you here. Thanks for tuning in. And I leave Jacko to the outro.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. As Arnell says, the Kia Series returns on Tuesday. I think we're racing in Bahrain. And Cup Series is once again back next week, and we'll be live from Arnoud's home country in Belgium with the penultimate regular season race. It's goodbye from him. We'll see what we can do, but it's goodbye from him, and it's also a goodbye from me. God bless and have a good night.
Bye-bye.